There we go. Perfect. Hello and welcome to our Wellness Wednesday. My name is Rebecca Caffiero and I am certified in holistic health and integrative nutrition, which basically means I'm officially a total nutrition nerd, or some would even call me neurotic. So just wanted to share a little bit tonight. Like, first of all, why are you here? Why are you listening to this? Or why did someone send you this? So maybe you're experiencing a lack of energy, you're exhausted, you're having sugar cravings, you're not sleeping well at night, you're feeling a mental fog, like no matter what you do, you just can't get clear. Maybe you can't get rid of those last 10 pounds of fluffiness around the waist area. Maybe you're going to the gym and you're not getting the muscle tone you'd like. There's so many different reasons, but at the bottom of it, it's that you're just not experiencing the thriving health that you deserve to experience. So first of all, I just want to let you know, I'm not here to sell you anything. So don't have your credit cards out. You don't need anything. I'm just here to really share something that has really impacted my life, and we might have a couple people jump on and share their experiences as well. So let me just share where my life was about 3.5 years ago before I discovered nutritional rebalancing. I was eating organic. I was already gluten and dairy free. I was kind of doing everything out there holistically that I could, infrared saunas, alkaline water, colonics, not that fun. And I just didn't feel good. And I was kind of that point where I just kind of thought that's how life was, I was like, I'm taking vitamins. I don't notice difference. Ugh. So maybe you're at that point. And, yes, you can talk about low energy, but like, what does that mean? Does that mean that you get home at the end of the night and you don't have the energy to play with your kids? Does that mean that you get home and you crash out on the couch? Maybe it means that you're irritable and you snap at your significant other. Maybe that means that you're pretending to be busy at work because you're so tired you just can't get anything done. So you're just trying to look busy so nobody notices that you're really not accomplishing a lot. Maybe that's that you're having a lot of guilt because you're trying to eat healthy and you have sugar cravings that are stronger than your willpower, and you're in this unhealthy cycle of eating unhealthy and then punishing yourself and then eating unhealthy, or you're in deprivation mode, and we're not meant to deprive ourselves. So maybe that resonates with you, but I know for me, I was doing all these things. I just couldn't understand why I didn't feel good. I had lost my boyfriend to cancer 7 years ago. My husband is a 3-time cancer survivor. So even though I was so mindful about what I put into my body and my health habits, I still felt crappy. I mean, at the bottom or the end of the day, I was just not feeling good. And so there are 3 things that I want to share with you that I found out that really contribute to a lot of these issues. And the 3 things are: 1, toxicity. I'll talk about that. Number 2, stress. And number 3, nutritional depletion. So at the very least, if you're on this call, I hope that you're going to be a little bit more educated and empowered when you get off about why you might not be feeling your best and what you can do about it, okay? And so first of all, let's talk about toxicity. So toxicity is from a lot of things, right? It's from the air we're breathing in. It's from the water we're drinking. It's from the food that we're eating. There's a lot of people out there that say, oh, our bodies naturally detox. We don't need to help them detox. That is for the most part true. That's true in a world that hasn't gone through what it's gone through the last 100 years. That's true in a world where we don't have pollution and all this methane gas, and where we don't have foods full of artificial ingredients. I mean, yes, in an ideal world, but we don't live in an ideal world, unfortunately. So, our environment, first of all, our air, jet fuel, pollution, again, methane gas, all these different things. Our skin products, we put things on our skin that soak into our organs within 7 minutes. They're going through our liver. So all those things that smell so good from Bath and Body Works and other places like that may not actually be great. They could be disrupting our hormones. They could be doing a lot of things. I'm going to try really to not get too much into the science part because then I nerd out. Our water. There's an interesting study that about 75% of city water doesn't pass the absolute minimums that are required. Yet we're drinking a lot of times water, even if we're using a filter, or drinking out of plastic bottles where the plastic is leached into the water where it's heat cycled. So I'm not trying to scare everyone because there are a lot of things out there to worry about, but I'm just letting you know that there are so many different ways that we get toxicity into our body. And of course, the biggest one is our food, especially if we're eating things that are artificial or sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, anything else that means death in Latin, which is what side means. So toxicity, even if you are eating completely clean, and I mean you're eating organic foods that are picked and you're eating them the day they're picked when they're the most nutrient rich, the most fresh, even if you use only organic products and you're not breathing too much in the air, even the toxicity that you're exposed to, what it will do, even if those other things are perfect, is toxicity in your body actually affects your body's ability to break down and absorb nutrients. I want everyone to think about that for a minute. That means if you're eating Whole30 organic, if you're eating paleo, if you're eating so clean like I was, even if you're eating perfectly, you're like, why am I deficient in vitamin D? I eat kale and iron and kale and other iron-rich foods multiple times a day. Well, that's because your body, that toxicity, is affecting the way that your body absorbs nutrients. So you're not getting the nutrition you need. Okay. So one thing about toxicity is when toxins enter your body, this sounds crazy, but it's true if you research it. When toxins enter your body, and those toxins that we talked about, but also artificial sweeteners. Okay, I just want to tell people that. If you're drinking artificial sweeteners, Diet Coke, etc., and you're gaining weight, you're like, why am I gaining weight? It's 0 calorie. Because your body looks at artificial sweeteners as a toxin, as a poison. And when you have those toxins or poisons into your body says, I cannot process this. So what happens is it sends those toxins to your liver. And your liver takes on the responsibility, and your liver actually produces more fat. And those specific fat cells are called obesogens. So it produces these fat cells called obesogens, and that's the sticky fat that's in your, it's called the visceral fat. It's in your waist area, your abdomen. It's what coats the organs to protect those organs from the toxins. So we even call it skinny fat. Sometimes you meet people that are thin, but they might carry that extra fluffiness around the midsection. And all of that toxicity affects us in so many ways. So that's the first thing, is toxicity and what creates it. Second is stress. Okay. There's a lot of stress in our world. It can be emotional stress from relationships. It can be physical stress from the toxicity we just talked about, or maybe you work out hard and that creates stress on the body. Maybe you have an injury. Maybe you're taking a medication for something, and that either is being perceived by your body as a toxin, or even it's just creating stress on other areas. It's like all those ads on TV that they're like, oh, this will help with this, but it might do this, and this. And you're like, oh my gosh, that actually sounds worse than what it's treating. That's because it's creating stress in the body. There's so many different ways of stress, but basically when your stress or cortisol levels are high, it does a couple of different things. So one is it affects your human growth hormone. So high cortisol keeps your human growth hormone suppressed. Your human growth hormone, it's not going to make you look like a bodybuilder, but your human growth hormone is what controls your body's ability to create lean muscle. So if you are someone that is having a real issue either putting on lean muscle at the gym, you're like, I'm working out, but I don't see any difference, or you're having an issue shedding weight, even if you're watching every calorie you eat, it might be because your cortisol levels are high and your human growth hormone is low. And your human growth hormone, again, controls your metabolism. So stress is a big one. And we always hear stress is such a killer, right? Last is nutritional depletion. So, sorry, I got some crazy hair here. So even if you're eating perfectly and you're not addressing toxicity and stress, you're not getting all the nutrients you need. But what if you are eating perfectly? What if you've figured out how to lower your toxicity? What if you keep your stress level low? You're like, I have a trust fund and I don't have any family members or friends to stress me out, and I don't have a job and I live on the beach. I mean, even if your life is like totally stress-free, nutritional depletion. So UCLA did a study back in the, I think 1997, and they compared spinach in 1997 to spinach in the 1950s. And because of things like over-farming and spraying of chemicals on crops, our soil has actually lost a lot of its nutrients. So what happens is, even if you're eating a ton of good food, it doesn't have the nutrients that you need. And those nutrients are things like trace minerals, iron, selenium, copper, bromine, all these different minerals that are rich and are in the soil normally. So we've got our soil that's depleted, like in the UCLA study. A bowl of spinach in 1955 to get the same amount of iron as one bowl in 1955 took 55 bowls in 1997. 1997 was 20 years ago. Who knows now? Maybe it's 100 bowls? I don't know. But the point is that even if you're eating a lot of those whole great foods, you may be missing out on a lot of the nutrients you need. So that's the last area. But let's be real. The average person that's grabbing like a bagel or a Starbucks pastry in the morning and is grabbing a coffee and maybe eating a sandwich or even a salad for lunch and then who knows what for dinner is not getting in all the nutrients they need, right? And the last is, even if you're eating whole foods, healthy foods, we need things like trace minerals, digestive enzymes, branched chain amino acids, which help our body rebuild cells and muscles. All of those things really to be completely nourished. So it sounds daunting. I know, looking at that, I was like, what do you do? I mean, what do you do? Like, meditate, that helps. I actually just meditated because after an hour of listening to my little poor guy screaming from his teeth, holding him and him just crying and screaming, like, I was feeling pretty high stress levels. So I meditated so that I could get on this call and not be a maniac. So here's the issues. Again, toxicity, stress, nutritional depletion. So what do you do? What is the solution? So for me, after trying so many different things, what I found is that I found a system, nutritional rebalancing, that addressed them all. And again, I can't stress enough that clean eating alone does not address them. So, and neither does detox teas or all these fad diets, or, never want to like say anything bad about a specific product, but there's a lot of things out there that are all about low calorie, yet they have artificial ingredients. It's not about counting your calories. It's about making your calories count for you. It's about picking things that are highly bioavailable, meaning that you can absorb a lot of the nutrients. So let's talk about the solution and what is nutritional rebalancing and what it does. And first of all, free tip, drink water. Clean water, ideally out of stainless steel. Okay, so number one, nutritional rebalancing. What does it do? Well, it rebalances your body to the way it's intended to be. It gives your body the nutrients it needs, but it also addresses the stress and the toxins we talked about earlier so that you can experience whatever you need to for thriving health. So a lot of people say like, well, I don't need to lose weight, and that's great. Weight loss is not a cosmetic issue. It can be a health issue. But there's also thin people that are very unhealthy, and there's people that might be, larger people that are actually healthy. So it's not about weight, though many people find that as they heal their body from the inside out, weight is sometimes released, or more importantly, toxic fat. I know for me, I released 2 dress sizes, 3 jean sizes in my first 60 days of nutritional rebalancing. And then I put on about 8-9 pounds of lean muscle. So I'm 37. I have much more lean muscle now with a 16-month-old baby, still as a breastfeeding mom, that I did when I was killing myself at the gym in my 20s watching every calorie. So first of all, let's talk about what nutritional rebalancing looks like. It looks like cleansing the body of toxins and not a poopy cleanse. It looks like reducing the stress levels in the body with adaptogenic herbs, and it looks like giving the body dense nutrition. And again, the side effects or benefits are weight loss, energy, better recovery from your workouts, more muscle definition, better sleep, less stress, better skin, better hair. I mean, there's so many. I mean, not to mention convenience, like convenience, time savings, money savings is also incredible. But for me, I started this, and I was a little bit skeptical, especially with my, kind of background in health and nutrition. I vetted all the ingredients. I'm actually a vegan that pretty much tries to avoid anything that's not cold processed or raw. And for me, I got started, and I was, first of all, amazed that 5 days in, I felt a huge difference. And I tried a lot of things before where I'm like, doing these vitamins, I'm peeing yellow, but I'm not really noticing a huge difference. And here I really noticed a huge difference. I woke up day 5 and I felt the way that I had been chasing for years. I felt clarity mentally. I felt incredible energy. I didn't hit the snooze button. I wasn't falling asleep at 2 p.m. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how good I feel. And in fact, that first couple of weeks, every day I was telling my husband like so many times, honey, I feel so good. Like, you do not understand how good I feel. And he said, honey, yes, you've told me like 10 times today. I'm like, I know, but I don't think you really believe me. Like, I was so excited. And people around me noticed because I just couldn't shut up about it, really. I mean, when you feel good, you just can't help tell people, like, I feel so good. And they notice your skin's glowing. But let's talk about exactly how it's done through the system of nutritional rebalancing. So first of all, there are days that you give your body nutrition. There's days that you rebalance your body, and then there's days that you cleanse or detoxify your body. So on the normal rebalance day, you start the day with a tea that is full of adaptogenic herbs. Adaptogenic herbs are basically herbs that help your body balance out. They help your body reduce stress. They help your body with focus. There's not even caffeine in it, yet it helps you feel just great, really zen. So if you are a coffee drinker, this doesn't mean you can't do coffee, but a lot of people find that this replaces their coffee because they get what they were drinking coffee for, but not getting out of coffee. So that's the first thing in the morning. It tastes like apple cider. And then secondly, you do a absolutely perfect food shake. I like to, as a breastfeeding mom, compare it to breast milk. It's not breast milk, but I like to compare it to breast milk because it is a food that is perfectly balanced for everything our body needs. Healthy fats, clean protein, a little bit of sugar, clean sugar from organic beets or apples, just to help our brain function. But it's that perfect 30-40 combo of fat, protein, and sugar. Plus, it's got prebiotics, which actually feed probiotics. It's got digestive enzymes to basically help break down so our body can absorb the nutrients. It's got branched chain amino acids, which branched chain amino acids are what our cells use to rebuild as well as to rebuild muscle. And for me as a vegan, there are a lot of different branched chain amino acids I have a hard time getting out of certain foods. And I love the fact that this is a complete food with every bit of the building blocks I need for a healthy body. So I have one of those for breakfast and then a late morning snack, just a healthy balanced snack. For me, typically, if I would do another shake for my lunch just because it's really convenient. And during my day, I'm busy. And I don't want to take the time a lot of times to sit down and eat, a meal. It's going to take me 30 minutes and I'm going to end up doing work and having a soggy salad or something. And then another snack in the afternoon and then a balanced dinner. In fact, when I get off this call, my husband and I are doing date night. We're going to True Foods Kitchen and I'll probably do kale guacamole with some gluten-free chips. And I will do some type of Buddha bowl. And I might just do a little dessert because it's all about balance. But that's a typical day for the average person that's, not super active or looking for a weight loss or energy goal. It's 2 shakes a day, 2 snacks a day, the adaptogenic stress-reducing tea, and then a balanced meal. For other people, like athletes, like I know Mariana in here, it might be 2 snacks a day, 2 shakes a day, 2 meals a day. So it really is customized for your goals and your lifestyle. And that's just the basics. It's not about counting calories. It's not about restriction. I mean, of course, eat clean. Try to avoid stuff like artificial sugars or things that are high sugar. Don't do a keg stand. It doesn't mean you can't drink alcohol, but use moderation. But it's really a sustainable day. Then let's talk about cleanse days. So cleanse days are aimed at putting the body into a state of ketosis. That's where the body burns through the sugar and then starts to burn fat. Now, you are still eating, in fact, about every hour, but your body starts to break down that visceral toxic fat. So people notice a huge difference, again, because they're just breaking down fat that is full of toxins, and the toxins are being eliminated out of your urine. So again, not a poopy cleanse. So on those days, you drink an aloe vera-based drink that is full of trace minerals and botanicals multiple times throughout the day. You eat these delicious little chocolates that not only satisfy your cravings, but give you a little energy because they've got a little bit of green tea in them. And then you do these wafers that help keep your blood sugar supported. So you're eating every single hour. So the cleanse days detox your body. They help break down those toxins. And then your rebalancing days, you help to nourish the body with a really dense quality nutrition. So that's kind of how it works. But the quality of the nutrition is so good. And I'm not going to get into the science side on it any further, but I'll just say that everything is no compromise ingredients. Everything is non-GMO. There's nothing artificial, no artificial colors, dyes, sugars, etc. It is formulated for your body to be able to break down. It's all science-backed. So this is not some fad thing. It's all created by nutritionists, PhDs, scientists, and they've done double-blind studies comparing it against the healthy diet. So it's super, super vetted. And I know for me that was really important, especially when I recommend it to people that I care about who might have health conditions like my father-in-law and my stepfather with type 2 diabetes, my father who's gone through open heart surgery, my mom who is postmenopausal. And for me, as a pregnant, well, now I'm not pregnant, I'm breastfeeding, but when I was pregnant, being able to put most of the products, not all, not the herbals, but being able to put products that are so clean into my body as I'm growing my baby. And now that I have him and I'm a breastfeeding mom, knowing that my nutrition for him is the best. And I actually let my little guy have the shakes as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out, hopefully, I'm putting them on the spot, but if you're able to, Ellie, and if you don't want to show your camera, you can just chat. But Ellie, why don't you come out just for a minute and talk about your experience? I'll unmute you.
Hello, everybody. So I started postpartum. My son had just turned 2, but I had held on to an extra 10 to 12 pounds after I had him for 2 years. So I started, and I was pretty skeptical. I wasn't the biggest believer, but like about a week in, I knew that it was 100 times better than anything I could have ever put in my body. I lost 12 pounds. I felt great. I was sleeping better. Just all around, like such a better lifestyle for me, and made me a better mother. And now I am about to be 8 months pregnant, and I've been using the system the whole time throughout this pregnancy. Compared to my other 2 pregnancies, this one has been a lot easier. I feel a lot better. I've been able to exercise. I'm at a much more manageable weight. So for me, that's been amazing. I've been really surprised, because normally by this point in pregnancy, I like hate my life, but I'm still enjoying it and having lots of fun. So
Awesome. And your husband's had incredible results as well. He looks like so much younger.
yeah, he lost 20 pounds, which he never like looked like somebody who was overweight or anything, but just from back-to-back deployments and stress and like having young kids, he was just carrying a lot of extra bloat and toxins. And so for him, that was really a big game changer. We were both college athletes, Division I college athletes. So he's really happy that he doesn't have to work out that much and can still stay in shape.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing, Ellie.
You're welcome.
Okay, so then I'm going to bring out Mariana. Sorry again to put you on the spot. And Mariana, I met Mariana about, 2 or 3 months ago, and she, like me, is a vegan. She's a yoga instructor and a competitive rock climber. So her goals were a little different. She was really looking more for kind of energy and performance and just clean options, because as a vegan, it's sometimes really difficult to find clean options when you're out and about. So Mariana, do you want to just share a little about what you experienced? You were at my house on your day 5, and you woke up, and I asked her, I'm like, how do you feel? And what did you say?
Alive!
And what have you noticed? I mean, you were already such a clean eater. What have you noticed in the last, I think it's been about 45-ish days?
Oh my gosh. I think the biggest thing has been deflammation, because I wasn't really fat, but I didn't know the reason why I wasn't as skinny as I wanted as a competitive rock climber is because my body wasn't absorbing nutrients as well as I would like to. And I was absolutely skeptical about all protein shakes a few years ago, until I went to a nutritionist and I told her, well, I'm vegan, I rock climb. I was training almost 5 hours a day and in the middle of college. So I was really stressed, and my nutritionist told me, I told her what I was eating, and she was like, that's why you're gaining weight, because you're not eating enough. Even if you eat, you will have to eat a big room of fruits and vegetables to keep up with your workout. And that's when I started on a raw vegan protein, which was really good. However, until I started nutrition and rebalancing with a cleanse system, I have figured that I'm not only getting the protein, but I am experiencing all this amazing transformation. Let me share my screen and this picture where this was 2 months ago, and all bodies are different. So you might experience. So can you guys see my?
Not yet.
No.
And can you just talk about also your hair and your skin?
Oh yeah. So my skin, when I was a teenager, I I was really full of acne, and that affected a lot on my emotions and my social skills and all the stuff. However, through the years, I gave it up, and I figured I will never. I will always have acne, and I would accept it the way it is, and I love myself how I am because of what I'm in the inside. It doesn't matter the outside, and I gave it up. However, like, look at my skin. Well, you cannot really see the acne, but if you were here, it's like boom, glowing, and then the hair. Oh my gosh, I should have taken it with my hair, like this, but it has grown. Like, it never used to grow. When I started Isagenix, my hair was probably like this, super short and super dry. I live in Utah.
Stop sharing your screen just for a sec so we can see you again.
Okay. How do I share? Stop share. Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
So that was about my hair. My hair started to grow. My skin cleared up. I live in Utah, which is the driest state. I'm not having any issue with my skin. I don't know why. I still do coconut oil on my lips because I'm in Utah, but my hair is growing. And then something funny about my hair is that I used to wax my arms, my legs every 2 weeks-ish. Now my hair is just growing. Like, I don't know what. And it's just because of the protein, because hair is protein. So I'm just so well nourished. My body recognizes, oh, let's grow amazing stuff.
So she came to my house. She was visiting me and came, I think, on day 3 and was there 3, 4, 5, 6. And when she left a pair of jeans because she's like, I'm never gonna be able to wear these again. And I took them to Salvation Army because they were already too big, which is amazing. In 1 week. So awesome.
So it was all inflammation more than a lot of extra whatever. So.
Exactly. Thank you, Mariana.
All right.
So that's just a little bit about it. I actually was going to show my first. Let me share my screen too. Which I know if you're watching on Facebook Live in our wellness group, sorry, I'm screen sharing. But this was my first 50 days, and this was me on the left. Watching what I ate, working out, and I was so puffy. And the bigger thing is outside of the physical, I always tell people I would go back to being in the body I was in as long as I feel the way I feel now. But 50 days later, it was crazy. And even though I definitely am a proponent of working out, mostly for my sanity and because lean muscle is important, I only worked out 3 times. It is really 80% about nutrition and only 20% about exercise. You cannot out-train a poor diet. On the other hand, if you are nourishing your body correctly and you're working out, even if you're not working out every day or for an hour at a time, you will see such quicker gains. And when I say gains, I mean improvements in your physique. So that's really the information kind of about how this works. What I would say is, invest in yourself. And whether it's buying a $40 Hydro Flask, you can use clean water, but invest in yourself, understanding that a system like this is not something you're adding on top of what you're already doing. It's actually reallocating part of, let's say, your grocery budget towards something that's going to get you the results that you might not be getting with what you're already doing. And so for anybody that's on here, if you are watching on Wednesday, what is today? Wednesday, June 7th, just in case you're watching later, through the end of this week, there's free membership. And so what happens here is you just would go back to the person that invited you on this or shared this with you, and they are happy to help set you up with a system that's going to meet your unique lifestyle and goals. So I like to tell people, we're not selling anything here, but what we're doing is helping you open a wholesale account, kind of like Costco, where you can online shop a little bit like Amazon with customer service that's better than Nordstrom's. So invest in yourself, do something. If it doesn't give you incredible results, if you don't feel significantly better in every area, there's a 30-day money back. That's no questions asked because this company has such incredible integrity. But right now, this week, there's free membership, which saves $29. Who doesn't want to save $29? Just like a Costco card. And that lasts for a year. And secondly, you get your first 3 months of shipping or your second, third, and fourth month of shipping for free. And that's another $75 savings total. So it's over $100 for anyone that gets started this week. So don't just do it yourself, but also share with other people, because we're all about saving each other a little bit of value. And that is it for this evening. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I am recording it, so if you are watching live and you want to share this with someone else, please reach out. It'll be up on our YouTube channel later today, and you can just you can go to YouTube and search Elevate Your Life Project, and it will be up. Have a wonderful night.